Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Abisola. If you are new here, you are welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, welcome to the channel, guys. And a huge shout out to all my new subscribers. So in this video, I want to talk about what to do when you first arrive in Australia. So if you are processing your visa, or you already have your flight booked, or you're still trying to figure out if you want to come to Australia, or you just want to watch this, you will find it very informative. So if you're interested, definitely keep watching. The first thing you want to do when you arrive should actually be done before you arrive, and that's sorting out accommodation. So just because you don't plan to sleep at the airport or stay at the airport, it only makes perfect sense to sort out accommodation just before you arrive. So what we did was we used a shared apartment, and we found it on the realestate.com.au website. It was a flat of 4 rooms, so we had one room to ourselves, and the room had its own bathroom and toilet, which was really good. And we stayed there for about 2 weeks. That's an option to consider. It's one of the most affordable options. You can also consider staying with a friend or family if you have any in the country. That saves you the money part. You don't have to pay. So let them know, and if they're happy to host you just for a few weeks till you settle down, that would be really good. You would save some money that way. So let them know, and if they're available to pick you up at the airport, even better for you. You can also use Airbnb or hotels, which may be more expensive. So just look for the most affordable option that you have. So go online and do a bit of research. Something to consider is proximity. If you are a student, consider the distance to your school. Consider proximity in terms of grocery shopping and church and things like that. Just find somewhere quite central if you can. Okay, so we chose the shared accommodation route, which was really good for us. So guys, bear in mind that I came into the country way before COVID. I've been here for almost 5 years. So things were quite different then. Once you get to the airport, you just get your transport and go wherever. But now there's a likelihood that you will have to go into quarantine first. So when you get to the airport, I guess that there will be a means of transport to scoop you to where you'll be doing quarantine. So once you are there in the accommodation that the government provides for you, that will be a good time to make phone calls to your family and friends or whoever you need to contact, letting them know that you have arrived. And because there'll be Wi-Fi there, most likely you can use WhatsApp to make a video or voice call. And there you can also buy your SIM card and have it delivered to you. So things are quite different now. Coming into the country is no longer as straightforward as it used to be, and that's also why it makes perfect sense to sort out accommodation before you arrive. So once you are leaving the quarantine place, once you're leaving the accommodation where you have done your quarantine, you can then move straight to the accommodation you have prepared for yourself or for yourself and your family. So definitely want to sort that out first. The next thing to consider is transport service. So if you arrive at the airport, how would you get to your destination? That's something you have to bear in mind. Now, for my family, we had a toddler boy. He was 2 at the time, and for children here, it is illegal to put any child in a car without a car seat, but we didn't get our car seat into the country with us. So if you are coming in, please have your car seat. If you have any children younger than 7 years old, so 1 or 2 children, make sure you have car seats for them. Otherwise you may not find a taxi and you might end up being stranded at the airport. We were very lucky, very lucky, because the first taxi we found somehow had a car seat in his car. And I guess because he already figured some people would not know, so he just chose to have a car seat in his car. I don't think he was luck. I think it was God's blessing down on us that day, because we're already very concerned about what to do. So he had a car seat waiting for us. Now, don't expect to always find that. So it's best to prepare to have a car seat for your child or children before you arrive in the country. Definitely pack one with you as your luggage when you're traveling, okay? So in terms of how to get to where you will be, if your friend or family can pick you up, even better for you. The other option would be to use a taxi, and you will most definitely find taxis outside the airport already. So just get one and get them to take you to where you're going. If you're able to get the app on your phone at the right time, perfect. You can get Uber and Uber taxi or Ola cabs. Um, the next thing will be to get a SIM card. I don't really recommend buying a SIM card at the airport just because you wouldn't know the best plan to buy or the best type to buy. So take your time. If you have to quarantine, you can do that at the hotel, and I'm very sure that the SIM card can be delivered to you at the hotel. So just do your little research. The most popular ones are Optus, Vodafone, um Telstra, as well as Audi Mobile. So just find out what plan suits you best for that time being and place your order, and I'm quite sure that it can be delivered to you wherever you are doing your quarantine, thanks to COVID. Yeah, so get your SIM card. That's quite important to help you call people and do what you need to do. Another important to do when you first arrive is to open a bank account. Just because you need a bank account, you need a debit card as soon as possible so you can do transactions and buy things. So yes, the most popular banks here would be Bank West, Commonwealth Bank, ANZ, NAB, I believe, and there's a few others. I can't think of everyone now, but yeah, those are the most common banks we have here. So definitely open a bank account as soon as you can. And bear in mind that once you arrive the country, the only way to identify you is through your passport. So please go everywhere with your passports. Keep it safe in your bag, and everywhere you have to go when you arrive first, make sure that you have your international passport because you will need it. It's the only way that they can identify you. So at the bank, they will ask you for your international passport before you can open a bank account. Okay. I should drink some water. So open a bank account and apply for a debit card to be sent to you. It will get to you within 14 business days, I believe. It will get to your address. So just get your address ready to wherever you are staying, and the card will be sent to you there, and it will be very easy to do transactions. Now let me backtrack a little bit. When you get your accommodation, something you have to do is go grocery shopping, guys. Buy some biscuits, buy some cereal if you have young children. If you already packed all those from your country, your home country, perfect for you, but you will need some things. Buy some cutleries, guys. Buy some pots, 1 or 2 pots if you are sharing accommodation, just so you can cook. I remember when we just arrived, we bought some groceries at Woolworths, and then we didn't know much, right? So we bought this rice, guys. That rice was horrible. It was soggy, it was soft, it was just one kind. It was just somehow, guys. Oh no, I don't even like the memory. So yeah, buy rice. Now that I'm here on this channel telling you, if you are Nigerian or African, go to the nearest African store, use Google Maps so that you can buy correct rice, so you can eat rice and stew and be happy. My first rice was horrible. We had to throw the bag of rice away eventually because we could not eat it. So anyway, I digress. Buy some groceries, buy some cereal, biscuits, some pots, some pans, some spoons that you need just for the time being. Don't go overboard, guys. Don't buy too much. Just buy what you need, because that's not your permanent address, right? You will still move. So don't go overboard. Just buy what you need. Buy the basics. So next thing after a bank account is to get a public transport card. You definitely need that to move around, just because I mean you would not have a car immediately, except you have a friend who is willing to allow you use their car to go around. You have to get a transport card. It's called Smart Rider card here in Perth. For different states, it's called different things. Please check for your state and where you are arriving at. The cards are called different things in different states. You need that to get on the bus. You need that to get on the train. If you can, also download the app for your states, so you can check the bus schedules and train schedules, so you know what time to get on the bus, what time to get on the train, or what time the bus will be at the stop. Very important to be able to navigate and go around when you first arrive. Okay, so guys, the public transport cards are sold at different retail store outlets, or better still, just go on Google to find out where you can get one. I believe they are sold for $20, and then you buy some money on the card for your transportation. Next one I should talk about is going to Centrelink. We did that the morning we arrived. My dear husband, no chill. He made us do everything that same day. Guys, bear in mind though, I was pregnant, so it was quite hectic, but it paid off, to be honest, to have everything sorted out really quickly. So go to Centrelink, go there to apply for your Medicare card. If you have come in as a permanent resident, you need that card. Medicare card is a government health cover, and that allows you to go on medical appointments and treatments if you need it. God forbid your child is sick and you have to get them to see a doctor or a GP, as they say here. Like me, a Medicare card was particularly important because I came in pregnant and I had to continue my antenatal appointments. If you do not have a Medicare card and you're pregnant, it might delay a lot of things. If you have come in as a permanent resident, you are eligible for that card. So make sure that you get it ASAP, just in case you're pregnant or in case you need medical appointments as soon as you arrive. So get that done ASAP. You won't get the actual card immediately. What you get is a piece of paper with the numbers, and those numbers are all you need to get medical appointments. Okay, so go to Centrelink with your passports, as well as your visa grants, whatever kind of visa you have coming with. Go to Centrelink with those cards and let them know. You'll also be informed of the tax benefits you will get. You will get some family tax benefits if you have come in as a permanent resident. You would also get childcare subsidies if you have to put your child in daycare when you get a job and you can't be there for the child 24/7. So it's so important to go to Centrelink as soon as you possibly can to get all that sorted out. You also have to apply for your tax file number, popularly called TFN. Your tax file number, that is the number that confirms that you are in the country for tax purposes. So when you work and all of that, when you get paid, your employer needs that number. So very critical to get that done as soon as possible. You might not even have to go to Centrelink. You can apply for the TFN online on the ato.gov.au website. Okay, and that also gets to you within 12 to 14 business days. It's a very confidential number and you have to treat as very confidential. Yes, something else I should mention: driver's license. For students, you can drive around with your driver's license from whatever country you have coming from. But for permanent residents, you have a period of 3 months to get the Australian driver's license. So your license from your home country is only valid for 3 months, and then you have to do a driving test and get an Australian license. I would consider doing a separate video about that, just for you, just for you. Oh my god, disregard that. Another important thing to consider when you first arrive in Australia is to buy a car. A car is a necessity here, especially if you have young children or if you have a family. You need a car to move around. In the first few weeks, maybe you find a friend here and there that can pick you up and drive you around, but at some point you need to buy your own car. I believe we got our car like a few weeks after we got our own apartment. So the best places to look for a fairly used car will be Gumtree as well as Facebook Marketplace. Nothing fancy, just something simple to get you around until you settle down, start your job, and start cashing in some Australian dollars. But in the meantime, get a fairly used car. I would say budgets between $3,000 and $6,000 for a fairly used car. That's a reasonable amount to budget. If you are a student, you might even get something cheaper, but just look around Gumtree and you definitely get something. And don't forget what I mentioned about car seats if you have young children. Something to also do when you arrive is join communities. Religious groups are a perfect way to build communities that will inform you, educate you, take you around, and just help you integrate into the system. My church was pivotal in my settlement process. I learned a lot from people in church. We also had Nigerian friends who we had kind of known from a group that we joined. So join groups, look for WhatsApp groups. Naira Land, if you're Nigerian, is a very good resource to use. So yes, join communities, ask questions. There's a popular saying that the person who asks questions will not miss their way. So translate that to your language. It's more interesting if you say it in your local tongue. So in Yoruba, it's Abere or no, okay, she no. So say that in your mother tongue and see how interesting it sounds. So ask questions. The more you ask questions, the more answers you get. And trust me, you will have loads of questions to ask once you are migrating into a new country and trying to settle down. It can be very daunting in the beginning. I will not even mince words. It can be very daunting. So ask as many questions as you need to. That really helps. I can't answer all the questions that you have here, but I hope that you have found this part of my video very informative so far. Yeah, if you have any more questions, definitely let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. I wouldn't put out videos about things I'm not sure of because I do not want to misinform anybody. I want to only add value that you can rely on. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Guys, let me just say that this was not the plan for my channel. The plan was very different, but I'm doing this so I can help. I know that people need this information. So as much as I can, I will put it out there as much as I can, guys. Please, please. So the only way to thank me is to subscribe to my channel, encourage the growth of my channel. Let me know that you enjoy what I'm doing so far. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you have found this helpful. There's a bell just right there. Click on that bell so you know every time I have a new video. Subscribing, Odikwa free. It is very free. I believe I should do a part 2 of this video, and in that video I'll talk about how to get a rental accommodation, what you need to do, as well as the quickest jobs for migrants. I'll bring all this as often as I can just to help as many people as I can. So I would end the video on that note. So until the next time, thank you all for watching. Bye.